Well, welcome. This is another great day for you and I to engage in what life empowerment is all about. Welcome again to my program. I'm Dr. Cindy Trimm, and today we are diving into one of the most important parts of my life empowerment system. We're going to learn some of what you'll find in core 3 of life empowerment system called significance. How can one really become significant, and how can you as an individual make your significance last? Listen, there are some people that begin their significance by looking at the meaning and believing that it has to involve something that is big, doing it ostentatious all the time. But many of the most important contributions ever made were made by people who simply had enough courage to act. It didn't matter, and it doesn't matter even now, if what you're doing seems to be, by man's knowledge and understanding, to be big or small. What really matters is that you have enough courage to do it. Do you have the courage to make a change in your own life first before you try to make a change everywhere else? Do you have the courage to discover new possibilities? If the answer is yes, then you have the ability to become significant. And today I'm going to show you how. Have you ever asked yourself that question, why am I here? And does my life really make a difference? Have you ever felt that gnawing pang on the inside, like I should be doing more with my life? Are you employed on a job that doesn't stir that passion? Your life really does matter, you know. And you have to understand it matters because God Himself put you here, and He put something incredible in you, something that you should share with the whole world. It may not be as grand as inventing the next great invention, but everything we do really does make a difference. Your life matters. So stop for a moment. What has God put inside of you that needs to find expression? Is it a book? Is it a song? Is it a medical breakthrough? Is it raising the next generation of leaders or preachers or doctors or humanitarians as a single parent? Or is it just to say hello to your neighbor next door who might have committed suicide had it not been for your smile? Significance is the word that comes to my mind. And when I think of the word significance, the first person that comes to my mind is Jesus. Though crucified for standing up and standing out from the rest of humanity, His death was not in vain. I'm standing here today because He did something significant. I'm standing here right in front of you because of His death, His burial, His resurrection. I'm standing here unashamed to embrace and align my life with His teaching. I'm unashamed to preach His gospel and to call myself His follower. Why? Because I want to make a difference too. How do I do that? By empowering and encouraging you to dare to make a difference as well. I'm encouraging you to do something so significant that it will change your destiny, positively impact your family, your community, and an industry, and ultimately the course of humanity. What would history be like if it wasn't for the likes of people such as Hans Christian Andersen and Abraham Lincoln, Florence Nightingale, Christopher Columbus, the Wright brothers, Marco Polo, George Washington Carver? What would this world be like had it not been for the likes of Einstein, Beethoven, Harriet Tubman, Joan of Arc, Jean King, Winnie Mandela, Cora Scott King? These are the people like Stephen Biko who dared to make a difference. Madame Guyon and Bishop T.D. Jakes, Van Gogh, Stephen Jobs, and Walt Disney. What would this generation be like had it not been for the likes of Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mohandas Gandhi, Mary the mother of Jesus? These individuals refused to sit insulated within the four walls of a building or a church or a synagogue, just praying and wishing the world was different. They got up and they became the change they wanted to see. These are the people that refuse to see themselves as victims of circumstances or products of their environment. You know, one of the things I found out is this, that these people were just ordinary in their own eyes. They did something different, something unorthodox, until they became extraordinary in ours. And that's what it takes. You cannot have extraordinary without the ordinary. And it takes that to do something significant. When we come back, and I'm going to come back in a few moments, I want to show you exactly what they did to make a difference. Well, welcome back. Many of those individuals that have impacted the world to such an extent that although we don't always recall their names, we nonetheless could never think of our world as modern had these individuals not followed an inner prompting that made them significant. They had the prompting to do something different, to produce something different, to change something, to invent something, to write something, to discover something. There was that prompting to build something or engineer something, to leave something or dream something bigger. They dared something that other people dared not to do. They confronted something. They engineered something. They planned something. These are the people that broke molds and barriers and crossed boundaries and thought outside of the box. They even had the nerve to think that they could create new boxes. They pushed proverbial envelopes. These are the individuals that defied odds. They refused to embrace the status quo. And like many individuals such as me, they took off their high-heel shoes to break glass ceilings. They did all of this through the faith in God, who created them to be, who purposed them, and then they took that purpose and activated them, that purpose, and they accomplished things beyond their wildest belief and imagination. Simply put, they were the defiance. They defied the odds. They challenged the status quo. They refused to wear the armor of an old regime. They stood up for their rights. They challenged outdated legislations and laws that marginalized whole groups of people. They had the nerve to slay their Goliaths in their time. These individuals marched around Jericho walls. They did the unthinkable. They did the unusual. They did the unorthodox. One of the things they never did, though, was to ask permission to do it. If God has wired you to do something, you were given permission at conception. Why do you believe that you've got to ask everyone what they think about what you're doing? You could tell that they don't think. The thoughts lie with you. These individuals had what I call the 3 P's and the 3 C's of significance. So when I come back, I'm going to show you how to know what these are and how they can change your life forever. Stay tuned.
Join Dr. Cindy Trimm for these next live appearances.
Welcome back. We promise you we will give you the secret to understanding significance. And I call it 3 squared. 3 squared because there were 3 P's and 3 C's to living a significant life. The first of the 3 P's is purpose. This is a word that is thrown around everywhere. We know that there's a scripture that says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. In fact, Proverbs continues to talk about the whole aspect of purpose and the concept of purpose when it says in Proverbs 20:18, every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war. I want to marry that with Proverbs 19:21 that says, there are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord shall stand. Now, this is important to understand purpose. Why? Because purpose is determined by God, but it has to be discovered by you. Everything in the universe is purpose built. There's a purpose for rain. There's a purpose for trees. There's a purpose for water. Nothing exists without purpose. So let's just say that purpose is your reason for being. If nothing in this universe is created without a reason, then your purpose is your reason for being. That's the first P. The second P of significance is passion. I say that you should make your purpose your passion. And that is so important. Make your purpose your passion, but also make your passion your purpose, marrying it, because your passion and purpose is like wet is to water. You cannot have water that is not wet. You cannot have fire that is not hot. And so they're inextricably connected. So many people go through life and they have great jobs, they make lots of money, but yet they feel unfulfilled. Whenever you talk about passion, it's that thing that makes you feel fulfilled. You wake up in the morning, and if someone doesn't pay you to do it, you would still do it. You find your passion, and your passion is always connected to your purpose. Isaiah 9:7 says, of the increase of the government of peace, there shall be no end. And upon the throne of David and upon the kingdom, to order it, to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forevermore. Then watch this. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform it. When it comes to performing anything, whether it is a skill or a talent, or even some of the bigger, loftier things that we want to do, like solving world hunger or bringing about world peace, I'm going to tell you, you'll come against a lot of obstacles, a lot of resistance, but guess what? The thing that is going to help you to overcome is the zeal. And that zeal brings me nicely and just so conveniently to the next P, and that's persistence. A very important word, persistence. One of my role models is Winston Churchill, and he said in 1941, he summed it up so articulately when he said, never give in, never give in, never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force, never yield to apparent overwhelming might of the enemy. Just never give up. And that is persistence. Romans 8:34-39 says, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress, persecution or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Never, never, never give up. So those are our 3 P's. So let's look at our 3 C's. So here we go. We're talking about 3 squared, and I'm using that just so that we can conceptualize what it means to live a life of significance. We gave you the 3 P's, and now we're turning to the 3 C's. The first C is courage, and all of us can use a big dose of courage. Courage is basically, to me, how you seize the power of God within to build a better relationship without, whether it's with people or individuals or even connecting to your purpose. Martin Luther King said this: the ultimate measure of a man is not where they stand in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where they stand in times of challenge and controversy. To me, this is the epitome of courage. In the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, God speaking to Joshua, he has this huge challenge that lies ahead of him, leading 1 million to 6 million, depending on your theology, across into the promised land. They're faced with what seems to be an impenetrable wall, and the old leader that the people had gotten accustomed to had died, and he's rising up now into a position of a leadership. It takes a lot of courage. And God spoke to him: have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee wheresoever thou goest. Now, that would actually not only bring comfort to me, but it will get my courage revved up. The next C is a big C, and that's commitment. I mean, find me a person that loses 120 pounds, and I show you a person that is committed. Me, I struggle with losing 10 pounds, and perhaps I need to preach this particular one to myself. Psalm 37:5 said, commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Everything rises and falls on a commitment, but we do not have to journey alone in being significant. We have God himself that we can trust in, so that he can help us and empower us to bring it to pass. And my third word with the C is confidence. Huge word. Sometimes when we are confident, there are going to be people that are going to say that you're arrogant. And sometimes we shrink down and we hide our light because we don't want anyone to believe that we're arrogant. One of the things that Marianne Williamson said is this: that our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant or gorgeous or handsome or talented or fabulous? And let me say parenthetically, or a leader or someone who does something significant in the world. She goes on and says, actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all born to manifest the glory of God within us. It is not just in some of it, it is in every one of us. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Just think about that for a moment. Letting your light shine doesn't mean that you have to do it boastfully. It means simply that you have something significant to give, and you should not shy away, because small-minded people and insecure people get their insecurity mixed up with your confidence. If everyone could get that revelation, we would live in a different kind of world. When we are able to turn our thoughts, our goals into actual manifestation because we have the confidence to do so. This is going to give you the wherewithal so that you can find the strategies to negotiate, where you will find out that no is never final and all things are negotiable. And here is the caveat. You will have the ability with these 3 P's and these 3 C's to manage your boss. Listen to that, because this is what I promised last week that we would talk about: how to manage your boss. Albert Einstein said something that I thought was brilliant. He said, great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The mediocre mind is incapable of understanding the man who refuses to bow blindly to conventional prejudices and chooses instead to express his opinions courageously and honestly. These great spirits are often called arrogant and accused of being proud. In Jim Velvet's article entitled The Defense of Arrogance, he states that arrogant is what people call you when you're not as good as you, and both of you know it. When they are not as good as you and both of you know it, that's what people call arrogant. And so people don't fight what they don't fear at all. Philippians 1:6 says that we should be confident. And it ends with this: being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And so I'm standing here and I want to challenge you today accordingly to do something great, to leave your footprint, to leave your voice print, to leave your thumbprint behind, so that the next generation knew that you did something beyond your comfort zone. Jude 1:21-22 says, keep yourselves in the love of God, looking for the mercy of the Lord Jesus Christ unto eternal life. And some have compassion, making a difference. Listen, when you're able to walk a mile in another person's shoes, you're able to say to yourself, perhaps I can leave a legacy by firstly understanding what the others are feeling and helping them to do something about it. You were born to make a difference. You were born to do something significant. Rise and shine, for your light has come and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you.
What this has done for me is gave me a naked view of who I am and what it is that I've been doing. And I got an opportunity to evaluate my own self and to determine and to discover that I'm nowhere near where I need to be.
There's even greater greatness in you. What you've done in the past is great, but what does your future look like? Can you see yourself in your future even greater than what you're doing right now? Does your life experience look greater? And I can sense that it is there, so I am in heavy competition with myself right now. I know that. I'm pretty certain about that.
As a creation of God, we're all a creation of God. God never created anybody without the innate ability to accomplish what He called us to do. However, many times we've been deceived into thinking that we don't have it. So the first thing I would tell you is that you do have it. And courage is the ability to do what you've been called to do in the face of adversity. So it's not a fact to say, well, I have courage and there's nothing around me. You'll never know whether or not you have courage until you're challenged.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself just sharing with you. Here's what I want to do, and I want to challenge you. It's time for you to stop blending in and start standing out. You are significant and you have the power to change not only yourself, but the world around you. You have to understand that it just takes courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. You feel the fear and you do it anyway. I believe you can. I believe that you have what it takes to do what you need to do. Here's one of the things that I want to challenge you though. You've got to take action and take action now.
How different would your life be if you had more money, more energy, more time, greater knowledge, and better health?
All that worry is just like a weight that has lifted off of my shoulder. You know, financially, emotionally, just to really see my mom now truly, she's recovered.
The deep hole, the deep grief, the deep sorrow that was in me was being pulled out.
Imagine if you knew the exact steps to take each and every day to overcome any challenges in your life and exactly what to do to get ahead and achieve your personal goals.
You're going to have to decide that where you are is not where you want to be and you want to go somewhere different.
Adjustments must be made if you want to improve in any area of your life. And so, but I'm ready for the change. I'm ready to grow.
As a best-selling author, renowned teacher, mentor to major global corporations, and empowerment motivator to some of the most successful people in the world, Dr. Cindy Trimm will reveal to you exactly what it takes to be successful, happy, fulfilled, and how to reach your dreams.
Doors opened in my life and a new level of understanding of information, concepts, principles about the Word of God, about business, about just overall aspects of life.
It wasn't an option because it changes your life.
Dr. Cindy Trimm has compiled years of her proven strategies and building blocks through this innovative and revolutionary system called Core 4.
And empowerment helps you to find that core of you. Hence, our Core 4 system going back to the core of you.
This Core 4 Life Empowerment System will help you to unleash the talents and gifts that exist inside you and empower you to experience the results you deserve. No matter where you are in life, no matter how far you need to go, no matter how limited you might feel, this Life Empowerment System is for you.
So the Life Empowerment Program allows you to be able to move forward no matter where you are. Every day is going to be an opportunity to continue to pursue greatness.
Here's how to get started. For less than $1 a day, call and subscribe for a full year of teaching that will equip you to know your true self and harness the power within you. With this life-changing subscription, you'll receive 2 DVDs every 30 days that walk you step by step through the Life Empowerment System, including self-knowledge, success skills, significance, and service. That's a total of 24 DVDs in this complete system. More teachings in a single program than Dr. Cindy has ever offered before.
In this system, I'll walk you through the 4 pillars of empowerment. You'll get all the tools you need to become an influential game changer in your life, in the lives of those around you, at the workplace, in your family, in your community, and in the world at large. This Life Empowerment Program is about getting results, and you could start right now.
Plus, when you call to subscribe, you'll also receive Dr. Cindy's detailed guidebooks for each month's study, so you can have the practical tools to make your life change last. And for making the choice to finally take control of your life for you and those you love, Dr. Cindy also wants to send you a free gift, her special teaching, The Empowered Life on DVD, exclusive to this offer. Are you ready to jumpstart your new life?
Dr. Cindy Trimm and her program has transformed everything that I do, the way that I do it, and is affecting everybody I come in contact with for the better.
And I've spent money around the world, going to Singapore, to Beijing, China, and they've all given me information, but I didn't get revelation until I came to Cindy Trimm.
For a fraction of the cost previously paid by those who traveled across the globe just to hear her speak, you can now join the thousands of people who have seen the power of the principles taught in this system and have already improved the quality of their life and positioned themselves for breakthrough, growth, and abundance.
And she has a way of challenging you and stretching you and then filling that new capacity with the vital information that you need to continue to grow.
There's so much more I want to share with you. You need to get signed up for the Complete Life Empowerment Program, and it's less than $1 a day. You'll receive powerful messages from all Core 4s over an entire year to equip you and to stay significant. 365 days from today's date, everything about you can be changed for the best. I'm going to teach you how to lead others into significance as well. You watch, and you'll be amazed with the results that you'll see in yourself.
But there's even more. If you're not satisfied for any reason, you can cancel your monthly subscription at any time and keep the DVDs and guidebooks you've received.
What are you waiting for? She's that person that's going to pull out the greatness that's in you.
Don't wait. This is a limited time offer and will not last. Call now.
Start the change right now. To empower you means that you get in the driver's seat.